So, after grades went in, okay, last night, we have passing in class now, John Marco, Paul, Coy, Irene, Diamond, Dynasty, Tanisha, and Lawan. This is because of how well you did on the Socratic seminar, okay? Keep this in mind. What you did to prepare for the Socratic seminar is what you are doing to practice for the essay, the performance task on Friday. So if you can prepare and do well and bring your grade up for the Socratic seminar, you can do it for the essay. Okay? So there will be, keep in mind, balance. There is going to be another grade equally as important as this Socratic seminar was. So you need to be as focused and give it the same effort. Now, those of you whose names aren't up here, I want you to know that grades came up by 10 or more percentage points for some people because of how well they did on the Socratic seminar. Some people, there were some people. That's how the drastic difference between what the grade was and how well you did on the Socratic seminar and the weight of the Socratic seminar, which is equal to the weight of this essay. So if you do well on the essay, most people now are close, much closer to passing than they were. If your name's not up here. Okay? Disruption, Elijah, disruption, Alon, disruption. I will. Can't do it. All right, now, our objectives for today, actually, I hit it twice, it goes 3 times. All right, our objectives for today. Dynasty, will you read the first, Denisha, the second one, please?
Students will be able to write a introduction with a creative hook that leads logically to the claim. Students will be able to write a conclusion that relates the claim and leads the reader with new ideas.
Okay, there is one missing off of here, okay? Students will be able to write students will be able to revise their essays. I'm going to talk to you in a minute about revising your essay. Okay? Now, let's go to the packet so we can work our way through it. Get our definitions down for revise and conclusion. Okay? So, to revise your essay. Revise your essay. To make changes. Please copy this down. To make changes. Don't forget punctuation. Comma. To make changes, comma. Particularly in the context, comma. Content, sorry. Content. They clarify the message and ideas. Let me move it down so it's out of the glare, sorry. Is that better? So we're going to take a little bit of time today revising, talking about what it means to revise. Because on Friday, when you have an hour and a half to write your essay, if you finish, then the thing you want to do is go back and revise. So we're going to talk about what that means to make changes in the content to clarify your message. Okay? Next, your conclusion. Your conclusion. Conclusion. The last paragraph of an essay, whose purpose is to bring the reader back to the key idea and summarize the important supporting detail. Well, and John Mark will put their pencils down when they're done, that way I know you're done. A little exam before that. Okay, now, I do want you to turn to the back where I've got my outline up for your essay. Okay? There are a couple things up here I want to point out. First of all, what you've done so far. Okay? What you've done so far. Your introduction. We talked yesterday about getting a reader's attention with a hook. Don't use a question. Try to get away from asking a question. If you feel yourself drawn to ask a question, restate it as a question. I mean as a statement, as a sentence. Instead of saying, why is family important? Answer it. Family is important to everybody. There's a hook, very broad, very general, a statement. Okay? You want a minimum in your introduction of that hook, and then your claim. You've all written your claim. This is the minimum. I'm gonna wait till I have everybody's phones.
Keep moving with him. I know.
Just keep facing this way, well, and there'll be no problem. Okay, so this is a minimum, 2 sentences. That's a minimum. You want to be logical. Lead up to the claim after your hook. If you can, explain a little more and lead straight up to lead into your hook, into your claim, that would be best. Okay? But at least having these two is what's required. All right? Now, the body paragraphs are going to be different for different essay prompts. So this practice one we're doing may be different than the number of body paragraphs may be different with the prompt you get on Friday. Keep that in mind. The number of body paragraphs depends on how many ideas you're using to support your claim. How many pieces of evidence? What does it take to answer the prompt? Okay? In this practice one, we actually have 3 body paragraphs. I only have 2 listed here. Every body paragraph has to have the same. What's the first sentence in a body paragraph? Raise your hand, please. Will.
The first sentence is the introduction.
The first paragraph in an essay is an introduction. What's the first sentence in a body paragraph? The topic sentence. You have to introduce what the idea is you're using to support your claim. Then, what do you have to give to prove that idea, Diamond? Evidence. You have to have a direct quote from the text. It needs to be copied down exactly the way it is in the text. Capitalized the same. Spelled the same. No words missing. Have a seat. You need to stay in your seat. Okay? Now, what's the last step in the body paragraph? After your topic sentence, you've introduced the idea. You've given your evidence to prove your idea. Is that all you need? What else do you need? Well, you're supposed to be turned around facing this way.
I'm looking at the clock. Can you move it?
Okay, what else are you supposed to have? Irene?
So you have your topic,
Mhm.
what's everything out there?
And evidence.
You have to explain it.
You have to explain it. You can't just give your evidence and leave it lying there. You gotta explain how it's connected to your topic sentence, which is directly connected to your claim. Everything's connected to your claim. What is everything in your essay connected to, John Marco? Thank you for holding back your laughing, because he's trying to distract you, and he succeeded with a couple of
I
people.
said my
Okay? What does everything in your essay lead to, John Marco? The evidence leads to what? Everything in your essay goes back to what? Luan, your claim, everything. Everything. If it doesn't connect to your claim, it shouldn't be in your essay. It's off topic and you lose points. Okay? Your conclusion, I know it's a little hard for you to see, this is what I just went over. You first restate your claim. What does restate mean? What does restate mean? Looking for hands up. What does restate mean, Denisha? What does it mean to restate your claim?
Reference me on.
You what?
You writing on onward?
Okay, and you said it correctly, but I want to take one word out to make it 100% clear. You say it again in different words, because your claim already is your own words, right? You wrote your claim. Well, when you restate it, you say it again, but in different words. Why? Why say it again in different words? Irene?
To help the reader, to help the reader link it all the way back to the main point of.
Absolutely. You say it again, so it takes it right back to the beginning like a circle. And instead of saying it exactly the same way, why should you say it in different words? Why should you say it in different words? Why not just copy over your claim? Why say it in different words? Irene?
Because when you first write your claim, and then you write your claim again, if you say the exact word, the reader might probably didn't understand your first claim.
Minus one? Minus one.
Did you say me?
The reader probably didn't understand the first claim that you wrote. So if you reword your claim in a different way for the readers to understand it, probably.
Well, I would put out there that if your reader didn't understand it in the beginning, you might want to rewrite it, because you want a clear, easy to understand claim. There's another reason why it should be stated in different words. You want to make sure your reader's not bored, first of all. You want to say it in a different way to link it back to the beginning, but not repeat yourself. That's called being repetitive. Okay? You want to keep your reader interested all the time, all the way through to the end. Okay? All right. Now, besides giving maybe one important detail you already provided, your strongest, Denisha, that supports your claim, you also want to leave the reader with a new idea. Still linked to the claim, still linked to the texts you're using, but not something you've already mentioned, okay? So for example, I'm going to use this essay, your practice essay, as an example. Okay, Will, come back up here, please. You're writing about family. What's the message about family in this? You're choosing two families to compare. What are those two families? You're talking about two families that get the message across to Bud and to us about family. So you might end in your conclusion, you restate your claim. Maybe your claim is, Bud learns that family is whoever is there for you and caring for you. Is that true at the end of the story? Who's his family at the end of the story? Who's there for him? Who's caring for him? Denisha?
Thomas.
Miss Thomas? Herman, the band, that's who he's with at the end. That's who he's happy with. That's who's helping him, taking care of him. Therefore, plans even for his future, they give him an instrument to learn to play. Okay? That's family. The only person directly related to him is his grandfather. Okay? Now, so you restate your claim in a different word. Maybe use the most important evidence you found. Miss Thomas treated him like her son, comforting him when he was sad. Maybe that's your strongest evidence. That's like what a mother would do. This is part of your conclusion. You go back to the strongest piece of evidence. Then you end it with a new idea. It's important to find family in your life. Wow, I don't know, that wasn't said anywhere in my essay. Isn't it linked to my claim though?
Yes.
Okay, it goes right back to the idea that Bud learns that family's whoever there for you and takes care of you. You leave it with that new idea. Everybody needs to find family in their lives. See that? Not mentioned in the essay, linked to the claim, new idea. Question 9.
Yeah, don't we have a claim argument in our essay?
I love that you're going back to what you've learned about writing an argument essay in your comp class. That shows me that you are as attentive there as you are here. We're not bringing in that element in this essay. You don't need to worry about it, okay? All right, good question. Go on. In just a moment. All right, hold on. All right, what I want you to do next, you've got your papers. I had you keep them. Okay? I'm gonna wait till I have everybody's focused. I want to see everybody on this section revise your introduction and body paragraphs. I still hear voices. All right, you're gonna read through what you wrote yesterday 3 times. This is if you finished your introduction and your 3 body paragraphs, which were your packet yesterday. Okay? If you didn't, you need to finish them first. When you finish, you're gonna read through them 3 times. The first time, on the first read, what are you looking for, Luan?
I didn't do my best piece.
What are you looking for?
First to read, make sure that it is
This means you're going back to the claim. Everything goes back to the claim. Is that in every single paragraph? Okay? What are you gonna look for on the second read through? Diamond? Read for word of choice. Is this exactly the best word that gets the message across? You can't change your quotes. You're looking at your own writing. On the third read through, what are you reading for, Elijah? Make sure your sentence makes sense. You read each word carefully so that it becomes a whole sentence. Does that sentence make sense? Oh, wait, I don't need this word. Oh, wait, I forgot the. That's what you're looking for. Okay? All right. Now, I'm going to set a timer for 7 minutes to work on that revision or to continue working on your paragraphs from yesterday. But then I'm going to ask everybody to work on the conclusion. Okay? Let's get started. You're working on your revision or you're finishing your paragraphs. I'll be right with you, Martha.
You want static or something?
And I'll get your paper I need. I shouldn't hear any voices. Silent solo. were asking yesterday, so you're doing, did you get yesterday's packet? What you doing? This is practice. Just start. Whatever you do is practice. Whoa, hold on a second. Why are we doing it if it's practice? Practice, 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 and then we test.
So for Friday,
I ain't even seen you.
see, that's what I'm saying. See, if it's not gonna help us to see,
It is gonna help you understand the structure of it.
so we just going for.
This is a practice. I don't know, I wouldn't take your test. You're all you're doing, you're not, all you're doing here is you're trying to practice. Try on the test, you're practice. You're bringing on, did you follow the structure? Did you follow the formula? Did you make a claim? Did you support it with evidence? Did you use a paragraph to explain one piece of evidence? Did you answer the question? Did you correct the yes? Yeah, right where you get it. And the revision is that does everything make sense?
How would I know if it makes sense?
Okay, so when you do this, right here, you read the words, and they make sense. So what you do to make them see, and if you do it to you repeat what they're saying, you go back, yeah, right, I see you do that, right? See,
Keep her,
stay focused, please. Lawan, stay face in front, please. I want to see you working on your essay. That's why writers revise. They go back because the writing's done. It's for someone to read it. So then you have to go back and read this is their sense for someone else. So that's why you read your writing and that each sentence makes sense. Yeah, so your microphone. It's just a song rather than. Solo.
I just wanna know what, that dude missed out.
we now might have our evidence. No,
Are we like every?
Voices off, silent, solo.
Yes, I want to.
What's it smell? Yes. What was the instruction? What you've been working on right now? Diamond. Okay. If you did not finish Tuesday's packet, do that first. Is that fairly simple and clear?
Yeah.
Second, if you finished, what should you do next? I'm asking a second person. If you finished the paragraphs, Denisha, and what particularly had I instructed for right now from today's packet? What steps have we just gone over? Revise. And the steps are listed in your packet, and well, sort of projected up here, they're listed. Okay? All right, now, what I want to do, because at this point we have about 15 minutes left, okay? I want to talk about the conclusion. I'm going to have you do the exit ticket. A little less, about 13, 14, okay? So listen carefully. Who can tell me from my review my review at the beginning of class, what do you do first in a conclusion? What do you do first in a conclusion? Irene?
When stating the conclusion at that part,
And at the conclusion is the last paragraph, yes, very good.
your introduction.
Not quite, what part of the introduction? You don't restate the whole introduction.
Your key part of
What's the key part? You are doing it, I want the word. It is the central idea in this sentence, Diamond.
Restate the claim.
You restate your claim. Your claim is your answer to the prompt. Now, in a minute, I'm gonna go over that, because I've also seen some confusion about that. Okay? Restate the claim. What's the second thing you do in the conclusion? What's the second thing? Dynasty.
Summarize the importance for detail.
Pick one important detail to answer your claim. Restate it. Summarize it. One sentence worth. It's the last step. How are you going to leave your readers? It's the end of the essay, the last sentence. What should you leave your readers with? What should you leave your readers with? Marco, can you turn around and read the last thing on the board right next to you? The very bottom of the board. Yep. Leave the reader with a new idea. Keep them thinking. They've read your ideas so far, leave them with one they're going to walk away with and think about. Okay? I want you to be facing the front at all times. This one, disengaged. Dynasty? Side conversation. Now, let's go back to the prompt. Somebody find the prompt and read me the prompt. Prompt, where's the prompt? Irene, read me the whole prompt.
Compare contrast two sentences, blood ignorance and the subject. What is the message about the family? Blood not blood, that blood lasts from the family.
Okay. So compare or contrast two families but experiences in the story, period. That's your task that you're going to do. But is that the question you're going to answer? No. It is not. The question comes after that. Luan, sit down, please. That's not how we do it. Okay, so you have to answer that question. What is the question? Read the question again, really loudly. Go ahead, Irene.
What is the message about family and but not but that guys trying to leave two families?
So first of all, you have to have already chosen your two families to answer this question. Okay? Then you use the words in this question to write your claim. In answering that question, you must include a paragraph that either compares or contrasts the two families. Do you see how all your instructions are right here? In answering that question, how many paragraphs are you gonna have in this practice essay that you're working on? How many? What do you think, Diamond?
3.
3. What are the 3? Introduction.
Body paragraph 2.
Okay, now, if you are, the introduction, and now in the first body paragraph, what did you write about? No, on your paper, on your packet, what was the first body paragraph? Irene? One of the families. What's the second body paragraph? The second family, does the conclusion come next?
Yes.
In this practice essay? Does the conclusion come after the second family paragraph? Look in your packet. Look in your packet. Go on. I'll have to text and see if they can do it, because Mr. Small's not even in his office. Hold on. Does the essay end after the second family paragraph, Irene?
You didn't answer the question yet.
You have not finished your task. You need a paragraph comparing or contrasting the two families. Make sure you read the prompt carefully and do everything you are instructed to do. Don't leave anything out or you will lose points. Okay? Okay, now I want you to go to the exit ticket. You have 7 minutes. Read the exit ticket, following the instructions in the exit ticket, and you will need to look at the do now. Write a conclusion in that space, in the exit ticket.
I can rip off the extra ticket and just like keep it off the other than take off.
You're gonna keep them.
That was, part of that, you talking about when they had the sound, at the club?
Elijah?
No, I'm talking.
didn't think you got that.
What does it mean to change?
I need to find out what it is every day.
Oh.
Every Tuesday, I mean, girls group. Oh, Miss Evans is saying she might have to. Well, I'm always in, no.
She really loved her. We're so serious.
Denisha, she loves it. She was, what is it, like, what is she playing?
I'm gonna get my spreadsheet.
She must really like him, 'cause like, he really ain't giving her nothing.
Excuse me. All right, ladies and gentlemen.